Are you looking for more cha-ching, 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 cash, money, financial freedom? Well, this video is for you because I'll be revealing my top 3 tips in regards to how you can accelerate your results to financial freedom so you can live the life, not trapped in a job that you hate, not trapped in the rat race where 95% of people on this planet is doing, because it's my firm belief that the financial education system, it is flawed. I did a finance and law degree, taught me nothing in regards to money, how to build wealth. And I no wonder why most people, they retire dead broke. Build statistics, the average Australian right now, their retirement fund is only $150,000. How can you live 20 years on that amount of money? That's measly, and this is why you should pay close attention to this video, especially to the last tip towards the end of this video, where I'll be revealing that single tip which has led me from being broke and finding money, trying to get by every single day, to a life of abundance, and I will have more options to really treasure and live life to its fullest. So if you're ready, by the way, then let's get started. Now onto the first tip, and the first tip is to save more than you earn. Now this may seem very basic, but common knowledge is not common practice. And I want you to really sink this in deep inside, because I want you to forget about everything you know and try to learn this, because what got you here, remember, won't get you to where you want to be. Now, before I share this tip, I'd like to share a personal story of mine, because I remember, I think it was around right after graduation. So I did my commerce law degree, and as all students who graduate uni, we think we're the top of the world when we graduate. We go, oh yeah, we've got the hat, we've got the gown, nice and graduating, and I walked out there in the law firm looking like a boss. But little did I know, I knew nothing about money. So I remember I was working in a top tier law firm in Sydney, and every single day I would look forward to a paycheck. I was dead broke. The little salary I earned, I remember I was getting every paycheck, being very happy, and then after that I'll immediately go spend it on the latest phone, upgrade my phone every year, or try to go on holiday, or eat out a lot. And I was about all these gadgets in my room. I'm a technology freak. Back then, I still am right now, but I spend better. But I remember spending money every single day, and then I remember it got to the point where I ran out of money before my next paycheck. And this is when I tried to ask my parents for money, and it's a bit shameful to do that when you're working full-time. And my parents used to say to me, Matthew, why aren't you just going out and earning more money? Why are you asking us for money? You graduated. And I was thinking, oh, I don't know, I just spent it all. And then they kept pulling me down. I remember feeling very ashamed. Why am I asking my parents for money, right? So this is when it got to a point where it got so bad that my girlfriend back then, she was like, hey Matthew, you shouldn't ask people for money. You should be giving more than receiving. And I was living every day like a depressed person, and this is in addition to a job that I hated. And this is when I realized, after I suffered so many months in being broke, I realized that is all that is to life. Am I just going to work like a slave for 40 years and retire dead broke like most Australians? And I realized this is not the solution. If I keep doing this, I knew I'm going to end up broke. So I got fed up, and what I did was I reached out to a property expert who is a mentor. I saw YouTube videos, and it was very inspiring. And I go to, hey, how did you earn so much money, and what did you do to get there compared to where I am? And he said, hey, explain me your situation. Or all I do is work in a job I hate, bring the money, and I spend it all. And then he said, this is why you're broke, Matthew. You are not doing what the rich is doing. You are just simply doing what the average person is doing, earning money, not saving it, and spending it all. And so he taught me every single step that he's taken to build wealth through property, because I love property, it's my expertise, and I teach a lot of my clients property. And what he done was, okay, this is the system you built to build wealth. And eventually, after I began, shifting my mindset in regards to educating myself and all that, I started to develop wealth immediately. My lifestyle went up and everything went really well. So from this story, the biggest tip he's given me was to save more than you earn. That's the big thing. Sorry, to spend less than you earn. That's the right way to put it. Spend less than you earn. Spend less than you earn, what does it allow you to do? It allows you to have money left over to invest. Most people, they invest nothing because they've got no money left over. They spend all they have, and also they put it on credit cards, which makes it even worse. So what you have to do is to spend less than you earn. I recommend minimum 10% of your net income every single month. You save it into a savings account, which is used to invest in assets that go up in value. I recommend at least 20% because that allows you have more money to invest elsewhere. Remember, 10 to 20%, recommended 20%. And what happens is that surplus money will get bigger and bigger and bigger every single month until it reaches a critical mass where you can go invest into assets that go up in value. And this is how you build wealth slowly over time. So that is the first tip. Spend less than you earn and invest the leftovers. That's very important. On to the second point, and that is to know the difference between active and passive income. Now, what is the difference between active and passive? Most people, this is why most people in this world, they remain broke. It's because they focus on active income. So active income is income which is reliant on you doing something to get the income. So essentially, you're trading time for money. For example, if you work in a company as an employee, you're trading your time like 40 hours a week for a set salary, right? That is active income. If you stop working, the money stops coming in. So the good question to ask, whether it's passive versus active, is how many times do I get paid per time I work? If the answer is 1, that is active income. Most people focus on active income, which is, this is the big trap, for example. They work in a company and they're like, oh, I need more money, man, I'm getting broke, all this credit card there, or mortgage, my kids, whatever. What they do, they chase promotions, right? They work harder and harder and harder in the job to get that extra pay rise for that promotion, but they don't realize that's active income. If you lose your job, the whole income is gone. Does that right? Make sense? So make sure you don't focus on active income. Active income can be working a second job, being an Uber driver. That's all active income because you're still trading time for money. And at the end of the day, a retirement, if you rely solely on active income, you've got nothing else to live off. Like there's no income flowing into your bank account and when you retire. So this is why the rich builds passive income. So that's income where you just work once and the income will flow in perpetually. And my favorite vehicle for passive income is property, because all you gotta do is buy the property and then just leave it there. And then the tenant will keep working in their full-time job and they'll be paying you for money. So think about it. You buy property, you chuck in a tenant, and what they're doing is they have to get up every single day, right, for work. They're working for you to pay your rent. So literally what you're doing is you're hiring these employees. The properties are basically like employees. They're working for you as you sleep, and the rent is flowing into your bank account every single week. That is an amazing feeling, right? And as Warren Buffett used to say, if you're not making money as you sleep, you will never be rich. So you have to take note of this. Most people buy active income. Don't be those people. Don't just rely on that. You've got to build assets which bring in passive income. So real estate is one example. Second example is shares. Shares is also a great vehicle if you don't like property, but I recommend doing both. But property is still my preferred vehicle, and I can make another video about property versus shares. But shares, they give you dividends, right? That's cool, and also it goes up in value over time. So that's all passive income. You buy the shares once, all the income comes to you perpetually, which is amazing. And this is why Warren Buffett, he's a long-term investor. He's so rich because he's obsessed with creating passive income for himself through shares. He's got a very good share portfolio which has gone up in value so many times. And this is why I want you to remember to always think about passive income. Don't view people in terms of their success, financial success, through active income. With active income, once they lose a job, that's all there is to it. Passive income is the new lenses I want you to view financial success. So financially wealthy, they are financially free because they can live off their passive income. That's what you eventually want you to do. Live off the passive income so you can quit your job and, you know, earn money when you're in South Korea, Japan, China, USA, wherever you want to travel to, you're still earning money. Isn't that amazing? Rather than, you know, focusing on your job and just relying on it for your whole life. That is the difference between the rich and the poor. The rich invest in passive income. The poor invest in active income, or keep the job. That's all they do. On to the final point. This is extremely important, and this is the biggest tip I'd like to leave you. You want to get anywhere in regards to financial success, you have to redo what the traditional education system has failed us in, and that is financial literacy. What is financial literacy? It's the ability to understand financial terminology and be able to apply it into the real world to generate wealth. Now, what the traditional education system has failed us in is taught us all this knowledge which is not practical in the real world. For example, I was taught in my finance degree this is how you value a share, and this is how you know, a stock works. And this is the formula to calculate the price. It doesn't tell you how to, you know, invest in stocks. It doesn't tell you about the risks involved. Anything. It doesn't tell you about that. Property, for example, I don't think it's a course in property investing at all. It's all very mechanical, very you know, technical, and this only comes from experience. And the only way you can actually create that financial freedom and knowledge is to read. So you remember the millionaires, billionaires, they read 1 to 2 hours every single day. So you should copy them. Remember to model success if you want to be successful. Model success. That's the first tip. And the second tip is to always educate yourself every single day. Dedicate your time to read books, because these authors, they spent decades, you know, writing a book, all the decades of knowledge into one book, which you can consume in 1 or 2 weeks. That's the biggest leverage you can do. So always educate yourself. The poor, they never read, they go watch Netflix in their spare time. That's a waste of time, in my opinion. You can be educating yourself and setting yourself up to win in the future. So make sure you educate yourself. And my best advice for educating yourself, this is better than books, is to get yourself a coach or mentor in regards to property or wealth creation, because someone has done it before, someone is already ahead of you. Because what you're doing is you're getting their knowledge, leveraging off their time and knowledge to learn it even quicker than books. Does that make sense? This is how I accelerated my results. I got myself that mentor. Remember when I was broke, I reached out to that mentor and go, hey, can you teach me this? Here's a bit of money, teach me. And now I've gotten phenomenal results from that one decision, which I've never regretted. It was the best decision of my life. So I want you to pay close attention to this. It's very important to leverage other people's time and knowledge and model success, because that's how successful people develop wealth. And I want you to really realize you don't have to retire broke. You can become financially free if you follow the 3 tips. 1, save and spend less than you earn. 2 is to surround yourself with good people and educate yourself, because getting a mentor, getting a coach, that's the quickest way to build your financial knowledge. And I think the last point that I've given in this presentation was to, you know, not only to just get knowledge, not only to just get a mentor, but not only to educate yourself and spend less than you earn, but also actually do your best every single day. Financial education can be going to the gym. Just go all in regards to that, and you'll be amazing in what you can do in your financial future. Thank you very much for listening to this video, and if you like this, hit the like button. And if you want someone else to learn from this video in regards to creating wealth, do subscribe and share this video, because life, I think, it's all about paying it forwards, spreading the word, and helping everyone get out of the mess which the traditional education system has left us. You've got the potential to succeed, and make sure that you act on this advice now and not procrastinate. Thank you very much for listening. I'll see you on the next video soon. Take care.